What's up, the world? This your boy Tommy Mal. And I just came in because I want to speak quickly on the whole situation that's starting to grow legs and it's just starting to just drive me up a freaking wall. Okay, there are certain people in this world that I just cannot stand. Ryan Russillo is one. Right? I cannot stand Ryan Russillo. I think the guy, I don't think he's a racist. I don't think he hates black people, but I think he's extremely jealous of black athletes. And he does not know how to be not to be biased. How to not be biased, right? I remember after like 3 games, it was a couple years ago. He was saying something to the effect of when are we going to acknowledge that something like Gordon Hayward is like the best basketball player in the league, that type of thing. You know what I mean? Like Ryan Russillo's an idiot. You know, and he's always I think he's very dismissive on most things that have to deal with black people. And I think he is I don't think he's a racist, but I think he's extremely jealous of black athletes. And he's and 90% of the one that he's the most jealous of is LeBron James. Like that guy tries to say getting him to say something nice about LeBron is like trying to get a ex-girlfriend to say that their boyfriend's new girlfriend is good looking. That's what it seems like then. You know what I'm saying? Like it's very female, feminine energy that I get from that dude. It's just weird. Like he'll say him and his road dog Ben Simmons. I mean not Ben Simmons, but whatever his name is, the Simmons guy, or what? I don't even know if his name is Simmons because he's not even really even compelling enough when he tells, because he doesn't know anything about basketball. Most of the time it's just hot takes, and that's what both of them do. None of them know they don't know jack about the actual sport. They're all just giving hot takes, which means they essentially just say dumb shit and to get rise out of people. But this one took the cake. They started out saying, now you hear nut job Jordan fans and weirdo lower level people saying this stuff. But when you see people with the platform that these idiots have to get on there and try to pour gasoline on the fire that Draymond Green somehow wanted LeBron to beat the Warriors. It is one of the dumbest things I've ever heard. And to be given a platform and actually speak that, the one, if I'm Draymond Green, I'm suing him for defamation. 2, you are taking, this is to put that type of stuff out there with the situation going on, for them to go out there and put out a thing saying that Draymond Green literally allowed LeBron James to win. First of all, Draymond Green was the best defensive player on the court during that game. Right? There was no better defender on the court. Show me a play of Draymond Green allowing anybody to just score on him. Tell me a play where Draymond Green had an opening to the rim that he did not take it, a pass that he did not pass. Show me somewhere outside of the fact that Draymond Green has respect for LeBron James, where it showed him doing anything that you would get the impression that these idiots said Draymond Green was not talking LeBron James. First of all, you idiot, Draymond Green doesn't trash talk anybody half the time. Draymond Green talks shit to the ref. He generally does not talk stuff to other players. Other players say stuff to Draymond Green, and Draymond Green will bark back. And if you actually watch that game, him and LeBron did get into it one time. LeBron was trying to box him out, and him and LeBron did get into it, where Draymond Green slapped LeBron's hand off of him. So that's, first of all, it's just a lie. And 2, Draymond Green doesn't trash talk. He just talks a lot of junk to the refs, and then when people say stuff to him, he responds. But Draymond Green has never been one to talk junk to anybody. That's not Draymond Green's game. The time he talked to, most of the time when you see Draymond Green say stuff to people, it's generally because they say stuff to him first. Most of the time, he just barks at the refs. So for them to say that he kind of did not talk junk to Anthony Davis and LeBron, one, him and Anthony Davis got into it multiple times. Not one time, multiple times. The time that Schroeder got hit with that thing, him and Anthony Davis got into it on that play. Another play, him and LeBron got into it because LeBron was trying to box him out. He grabbed LeBron's arm and threw him off, and then LeBron pushed him back, and he pushed LeBron. Him and LeBron got into it on video. It's on video. So to go on there and say that Draymond Green was not giving it to LeBron, I don't even know what that means. Draymond Green gave everything that he was supposed to give to the Lakers. If Draymond Green wasn't in this series, or if Draymond Green wanted to let LeBron win, Draymond Green could essentially just stood over in a corner and did nothing. Nobody would have said a word. To think that this man would sacrifice his livelihood and a contract year to help LeBron's legacy shows you how freaking nuts these people are. Said it before. Middle-aged conservatives. That's who hate LeBron. And you just hit it with Ryan Russillo and whatever the hell that other guy's name is who used to be on ESPN but got fired because he was boring as hell and nobody cared what he had to say. Same thing with Russillo. Russillo was only time Russillo was ever on the level of actually being a good, a compelling person was when he was attached to Scott Van Pelt. The minute Scott Van Pelt left and he had his own, they tried to do one with him and Danny Cannell, bombed. You know why? Because the takes are the same takes that every meathead from New York, every white meathead from New York is going to thumbs up, but anybody who understands anything about the sport knows he's just an idiot. So Ryan Russillo quickly tanked. Then after that, he's like in obscurity, like doing like weirdo videos every now and again. But nobody, he's not on nothing, and nobody cares about it. So, but to get on there and to put something like that out into the zeitgeist, well, you're dealing with a guy who's in a contract year. You're dealing with a fan base that's already mad that their team lost, and you're gonna throw fire on the situation by trying to insinuate that this man in a contract year decided to let LeBron win to help his legacy is the dumbest thing that a person with a platform like that should be allowed. If I'm Draymond Green, I'm suing for defamation. Because this is a contract year and you're putting something out that could truly affect this man's bottom line. And that to me is dangerous and it's uncalled for because it is just stupid. And the things that you say were exhibited to be not true if you just watch the videos. That's the first thing. The second thing I'm gonna say is dumb. The problem I have the most with basketball is that the dumbest people in the world think they understand it. Right? They are morons. Right? The one that gets me is the people who say, well, Steph showed up, but nobody helped him. Then I cut to the highlights. Steph getting ran around. Steph getting shot over. Steph getting ran around. Steph getting shot at. I guarantee you, Steph does not believe he didn't get any help. Steph believes that he was the reason why they lost. Steph was the one giving up points. Steph was the one getting ran by like he was sitting still. Steph was the one getting back down in the post. Not Draymond, not Clay, not Brandon Wiggins. It was Steph. So as good as Steph may have done on the offensive side, on the defensive side, he gave up twice the points he gave them. The reason why Clay couldn't give you what Steph gave you is because Clay was actually guarding people on defense. Brandon Wiggins was actually guarding people. Draymond was actually guarding people. Steph was trying to hide and getting called upon. And I'm not trying to disrespect Steph. Steph is just not that big. He can only do so much. You switch him onto a LeBron. You switch him onto a Lonnie Walker, a Austin Reeves. These guys are 4 or 5 inches taller than Steph is. So please don't take it as me saying that Steph didn't do what he was supposed to do. Steph gave what he could give, and he did what he could do. But dumb fans annoy the hell out of me. They're idiots. They just look at points at the end of the day. It's the same people who sit around and talk about Jokic is the best player left in the playoff. A guy who plays no defense. And this is why when at the beginning of the year, when I pointed out Luka, this was a 5 at the beginning of the year. Luka, Giannis, Joel Embiid, Steph. And Jokic. 4 of them are already out of the playoffs because they couldn't play any defense. 1 is left, and I would be surprised if he's not bounced because he can't play any defense. This is what annoys the hell out of me about, one, the fact that these reporters are giving the free reins to, because they watch a sport, to talk about it like they understand it. They don't understand it. Steph Curry is a great shooter. But as much as you can sit up there and say that Draymond Green let him down on the offensive side, which they did not, because Draymond Green, that's just part of his offense is to get assists. And he got his assists. You can say Clay let him down. You can say Brandon Wiggins let him down. Fine, because they didn't give him enough on the offensive side. But he damn sure ain't giving him enough on the defensive side. So if you're going to sit up there and try to blame Clay, and you want to try to blame Brandon Wiggins and say, well, Steph got no help, Jordan Poole you can blame. Because Jordan Poole didn't give on defense and didn't give nothing on offense. Jordan Poole, fair game. He was just terrible. Your one job is to score. Your job is to be Steph when Steph is not on the court, and you couldn't do that worth shit. And Steph couldn't get the rest that he may have needed, and you're supposed to be able to step in for Clay as well, and Clay couldn't get no rest because you couldn't stay on the court. All of these things, if you want to blame Jordan Poole, fair game. The rest of them, you got to cut it out. I can't tell you how many dumb fans were on there saying it was Steph versus everybody else. The guy giving up 30, 40 points on the other end. Like, are we on crack? We gonna point out the fact that he gave you 23 and we gonna ignore the fact that he gave up like 50? Who do you think they were scoring on? They weren't scoring on Draymond, no. Draymond held his down. They weren't scoring on Clay. Clay held his down. Brandon Wiggins, LeBron scored on him like twice, but other than that, Brandon Wiggins made it hard for LeBron. Steph was the weak link. Jordan Poole was the weak link. Gary Payton was the weak link. It wasn't those three. So the guys that they talking about replacing are the guys who essentially got let down on the defensive side. They did their jobs. The rest of them couldn't do theirs. Kevon Looney, he gave you rebounds. Well, that's his job. This is what gets me annoyed, right? Even Stephen Bassard said this. Well, if you give Steph, he said, if you put Steph on the Lakers and put LeBron on the Warriors, then what type of game are you going to have? The Warriors would have won. Idiot. The Warriors would have won. Because LeBron can play defense. Half of the points that the Lakers would have scored, LeBron would have stopped. Now, is LeBron the defender he once was? No, he's still a way better defender than Steph. And Anthony Davis was struggling with Draymond Green. So if you switch that around, you minimizing Anthony Davis with Draymond. LeBron is Looney is going to get rebounds, but LeBron can get rebounds. LeBron also can get assists. And I guarantee you LeBron would have got them some way better shots than Clay did. Than Steph did. Why? Because LeBron can actually attack the rim. LeBron can get the ball in the post. These are all things Steph cannot do. So this idiot said something to me that once again, it's like Steve Broussard is an extremely smart player, but he gets so emotionally invested in these picks he makes that sometimes he just says dumb shit. One, you never said that when it was the other way around, right? when Steph was out here beating people, you never heard him say, well, if you put, Jokic on the Warriors. No, you never said that then. But now all of a sudden his favorite player, who he been touting for the longest, is this, that, and the third, lost. He just lost. He had help. He had a lot of help. The problem is he couldn't win. He just was. Once he wasn't on a team that was just better than the other team he was on. And this ain't to take nothing away from Steph again. It's just to state the truth. Steph has always played on a team where he had other good players. This is just facts. So to sit up there and try to say, you can't ask Steph to try to win that game, and he also touted this BS that he needed more help from other people, ignoring him on the defensive side of the ball. So in the end, what am I saying? I'm saying that we have got to understand that it's a lot of dumb people that are given platforms to speak. And 90% of what they're saying is the dumbest stuff that if your homeboy said, you'd be like, this guy don't understand nothing about basketball. And to sit up there and say Steph Curry got no help when Steph Curry was the one giving up all the points on the other end is laughable. Steph needed to help more on the defensive side. That's it. When you the one, this is the same thing I said about Luka Doncic. It's the same thing I'm saying about Steph. When you the one that they're trying to get in the ISO, then I'm sorry, you're not helping your team. You got to get better defensively. And Steph has put in the work. He's trying to get better, and he's become a more serviceable defender. And he's great off the ball, and he tries when he's on the ball. He tries. Jordan Poole obviously is just a train wreck, and to come out afterwards and say, "Well, let me say this, it's a business." The dumbest thing they did was get that dude a contract. Because the truth of the matter is, he wants to be Steph. He wants to be on a team where he plays no defense. And the truth about it is, he's too stupid to realize Steph does play defense. He comes in and thinks it's his job, but them to hide him on defense. And if they happen to expose that he can't play defense, he gets mad. He blames Draymond and them when he gets called out on defense. Hey, bro, you got to play a little bit of defense. Nobody ain't asking you to be no shutdown defender, but try. The minute somebody gets on him, that dude just lets him either blow by him like he's standing still, he either bodies him and gets a foul, or he just fouls him on purpose. So essentially, they know if they get him in ISO, it's points. Draymond Green knows if they put him in ISO, they're going to end up with 2 points, unless they miss field goal. So what does Draymond do? Draymond's like, man, y'all got to get this dude off the court. He is a huge liability. He's not even trying. This guy had 4 fouls at halftime with 0 points. So Jordan Poole, fair game. But to sit there and try to say Steph got no help and Draymond and they need to cut Clay and they need to shut Draymond. Well, you can make the argument that if you get rid of Steph, yeah, Steph might be giving you points, but if you can get a guy who can give you that much points and play a little bit of defense, he can't shoot like Steph. But the Warriors did all right when Steph was hurt last year. He didn't do so great when he was hurt this year, but they didn't really have nobody to replace him this year because Jordan Poole wasn't the same Jordan Poole he was last year. But that aside, the Warriors defensively, that was their calling call. Wiggins came in to replace Iguodala. But they still ain't got nobody to replace Kevin Durant. They don't. They got a ball creator, a guy who can create and shoot. They had D'Angelo Russell, but they let him go. They let him go because in their mind, D'Angelo Russell, for some strange reason, wasn't enough. I think they could have really used D'Angelo Russell in this series. Got Steph the ball more off the ball. A guy who can penetrate, get to the rim. They didn't have that. They got Draymond, but Draymond is not the player he used to be. You know what I mean? Draymond can just do what he can do. Offense, if he's gonna give you everything he got on the defense side, you can't ask him to give you everything to go out there and give you 30. But he's already guarding the top defender, top offensive post player, who's probably a top 5 player and outweighs him probably by like 20, 30 pounds, and is about 3-4 inches taller than he is. Now you want the guy to turn around and go give you 20 on the offensive side, but Steph can give you 23 on the offensive side and give you absolutely nothing but a liability on the defensive side, and he's carrying the team. It's such a stupid casual fan point of view, and the problem I said 10,000 times is Twitter does not evaluate intelligence when it's trending. All you have to do is write something stupid and use the same stupid words that someone else uses, and then it's trending. And to say that Draymond Green, this is what Ryan Russillo them tried to hint at when they said that Draymond Green was intentionally trying to make it so that his team, that he seemed like he was taking it easy on LeBron. First of all, Draymond Green wasn't guarding LeBron, so that's just dumb as shit to begin with. Draymond Green wasn't guarding LeBron. Brandon Wiggins was. So why Draymond Green would be arguing that LeBron is beyond me when he's not even guarding him? Him and AD got into it multiple times. So, and it's like he took it easy on Anthony Davis. Oh my gosh. This is what spoiled ass conservative people do. When life does not narrate it the way that they want it to, then they just change the narration. It doesn't matter if the facts support their narrative or not. If they want it to be true, then they just say it's true. And this is not me saying all conservative. This is me saying the very, very entitled, like, rich, I can make the world any way that I want because I can go where I want and do what I want and get people to agree with me who probably will agree with me no matter if what I have to say is logical or not. So it's not even really more of a conservative thing. It's probably more of a rich thing. And when you sit there and you see these people talking about it, and they hate LeBron, and this is why I say more of a conservative thing, is because they hate LeBron more for his political ideologies than they do about his gameplay, him as a player. He's dislike him as a political figure. And the difference in that to them is they look at their political affiliation as if it's their God, right? They show more allegiance to their religious affiliation than they do to God. I seriously believe if Jesus showed up tomorrow and said something that was anti-conservative, they would hate him because they care more about conservatism than they do about Christianity. A lot of these people are not even Christian. They're more conservative than they are Christian. They have created an idol for these people, in which they made conservative synonymous with Christian. So now all these people are making decisions based on the fact that they're conservative, not that they're Christian. So they're ignoring the thing the Bible says, for as the Bible says, you ignore the law of God to cater to the law of man. And this is what the conservative movement does a lot of times. It caters more to the law of man than it does to the law of God. And right now, these people, if you say anything that is anti-conservative, they hate you. And so, like I said, if a person chooses to dislike LeBron, because of his affiliation. That's on LeBron. You know what I'm saying? You sticking your nose and stuff that ain't got nothing to do with you when you speak on certain stuff. Now, if you're speaking on stuff that got something to do with your community and stuff that personally affects you and those around you, then I tip my hat to you, because that's sacrificing for the greater good. When you speaking on like political stuff, like saying that people should like backing Democrats, then you are putting yourself in a political sphere that just really, I just think you need to stay out of, because neither one of those people care about the people that you supposedly care about. Right? These people don't care about poor black people. They're just using them to get votes. And I think LeBron has figured it out, because he's not as vocal as he was before, because he realized a lot of these guys speak on stuff and they're just idiots. They use people as political tools to get people to vote and don't change anything. But the point I'm trying to say specifically is, when you get a guy like a Ryan Russillo or whatever that guy's name, Simmons, I think his last name is, you go on there and have a full-on conversation where you're actually considering the idea that Draymond Green intentionally tried to make the Warriors lose so LeBron could look good in a contract year is so stupid that you should be fired for even mentioning it. And if I'm Draymond Green, I'm suing you for defamation. To get on there and try to insinuate that I would go, that I as a player would intentionally tank my team so that a player, so that as they put it, he's a LeBron fan. And I guess LeBron's a Steph fan, right? And LeBron's a KD fan and a Luka fan. No, game recognizes game. Paul George is a LeBron fan, right? DeMar DeRozan, they're all LeBron fanboys. Or maybe they're people who respect what he does and look to what he does and says, I want to be at that age doing it the way that he's doing it. That's a role model to look at and say, in 10 years, I want to be where LeBron is. And a lot of these guys who before may have seen LeBron as this young, flashy player, now are starting to see him for what he is, which is a legend, which is a great that they will never see again. And the things that he does, they will never. These people are like, I want that for my career. I'm getting older too. I'm no longer the young hotshot. I'm becoming the veteran, and I want to play as long as this guy is at the level that he's playing at. So yeah, I have a large admiration for the things he's done in his career before this time and what he still continues to do in his career. And I understand it because I played him in these series several times. I played him in series in which you have to know, and focus in on what he does. So I know for a fact how hard it is to prepare for a guy like that. Because you don't know if you're going to get the power forward, the point guard, because like I said before, LeBron is a top 5 power forward. He's a top 5 point guard, small forward, and small ball center. And 2 guard when he wants to be. So LeBron can be an all-star at any of those positions at any point that he's in the game, and you have to prepare for all of it. Okay? Going in the game, I know Jokic is going to be good at center. And if he's not good at center, we probably going to win the game. Giannis is going to be good at center. If he's not good at center, I know we can win the game. Luka is going to be good at point guard. If he's not good at point guard, we're going to win the game. Steph got to be good at point guard. If he's not, we're going to win the game. Ja. LeBron, he's not good at point guard. They might move him to the post. If we start shutting him down in the post, they might move him to the point guard on the ball. If either one of those work, then they might move him off the ball where he's a pretty good spot-up shooter and he can take you off the dribble at any point like a 2 guard. If you need rebounds, I can put him in the power forward position and he can go up there and grab about 12. He has a 20-20 game in this playoffs. He also has a 14-15 game assist game in these playoffs. So what are you doing? He also has a 30-some point game in his playoff. So LeBron can do whatever you need at any point, at any time. He can be that player. He can be that all-star player that you would need if you were on any other team in the league, you couldn't manifest a Anthony Davis can be Anthony Davis because LeBron can be whatever Anthony Davis needs him to be. He just needs players to be able to do it when he can. That's why he'll bring in a guy like a Austin Reeves or a Dennis Schroeder. He just needs guys who can say who he can look at and be like, okay, now I need to go to small guard. Now I need somebody who can be on the ball. Now I need to go to small forward where I'm doing more of a 3-D game. So I need somebody who can attack the rim. But he can do all these things. He just needs someone who can stay in his stead so that he can do other things at times. That is not a luxury that most of these guys can give you. And this is what separates LeBron from everybody else. And this is what people don't understand. These other guys are great, but they're not playing defense. They're generally giving up defense. And most of these people admire everything LeBron brings to the table. And they understand what it's like to have to play him. Losers who have agendas and stupidity guiding their podcasts and statements, like their love for Michael Jordan, or their hatred of LeBron's politics, or their hatred of the fact that LeBron joined the Heat 12 years ago. All of these things are things that these idiots will lean on every time they need something other than just to bow your head to greatness and say this guy is on another level. They will not admit he's on another level. Oh, if Jordan played now, he scored for 50, yeah, and his team would lose every damn game, and his ass would have been out of the league in 3-4 years. Cam Thomas scored 40. I mean 40 in 3 games in a row? How well is that working out for him right now? Because you can't just be a scorer in today's league. You got to be able to do multiple things. But that's fine. Michael Jordan is a great player. I mean, this is not about Jordan. But his fans are the most toxic fans in the history of life. And worse than Michael Jordan fan are conservatives and liberals. Though they're toxic, both sides. Liberals are toxic, conservatives are toxic. They're all toxic. So please stop listening to these people. They're nut jobs, and 90% of what they're doing is not to try to inform. It's to incite. So please let me know what y'all think. Please comment down below. Thumbs it up if you like it, and if you're not subscribed, do me the respect. If you like it, subscribe. All right, y'all. Peace.